Bonjour, everybody. Hi, this is Neshi Locatz. I'm here on Star Nation's Radio Network's main fan page. And this afternoon, it's all about the magazine, Star Nation's magazine. It's a spiritual magazine, and all of the contributing writers are either live stream show hosts, spiritual teachers, almost all of them are. And so I wanted to share with you about the May issue. It is our 60th issue. Can you believe that? 60. That's a lot. We really enjoy putting together the magazine. It's a monthly magazine, and it comes out on the 10th of every month. And you can get it in any way that you enjoy reading. If you like reading it on your phone, there's digital for both Android and Apple. If you like reading it on your laptop, there's the PDF and web viewer version. And then there's also the print on demand. So however you like to read, you can read the Star Nations magazine that way. We have partnerships with magcloud.com, and then magcloud.com is where you can get the print on demand and also the PDF and web viewer versions. We are partners at Apple. You can get it for your iPhone and your iPad at Apple at the iTunes store. You have to download the free app, and then the magazine itself is $2.99. If you have an Android, you can go to the Google Play Store and download the free app, and then get your copy of Star Nations magazine. Yeah, excuse me. I'll get those links in the comments for you, and that way you can click on them, and it's really pretty easy to do to get those your copy. I want to show you the cover. Many of you may have already seen the cover because I have it posted on our Facebook. It's been on Instagram. It's been on Google. But I wanted to take a few minutes this afternoon to share with you the highlighted articles, and their titles appear on the cover. Okay, so here's the cover. There's the cover. It's our nod to Mother's Day. I'll bring this up a little bit closer for you. That's the cover for the May issue. Mother and son. Outdoors. I love his little bow tie, That's a good one. So our writers, I know I'm partial, but our writers are also our show hosts. When they share an article with you, they really are sharing their life experience. They share their hearts with you. And most of them are spiritual teachers. And so they also come to you from that perspective as well. And so I'm going to share with you the pages of the highlighted. This is an article by Polly Jo LeBay. Polly Jo is the live stream host for Chakra Sessions and Soul Connections. And I just interviewed Polly Jo last night about her article. The name of her article is Our Chakra System Through Ascension, Part 1. There's so much information with it that we had to split it up into 2 articles. And so next month she'll finish it up. But this one she explains to us our connection to Grandmother Earth and the Earth's ascension and how we're following her. And so it's a great read. And if you are consciously working on your ascension, getting your healing in and absorbing all that information, it's like we're sponges, right? With that information, this article is going to be very helpful to you because Polly Jo explains rather in a historical manner our ascension process with the earth and getting us prepared for the next part 2 of the series. And so anyway, that is Chakra Sessions article in the May issue by Polly Jo LeBay. Love that picture too. It is a a model who has the earth designed on her face. It's captivating, I think. The next article is from the Mystery School. And the Mystery School article is written by Orchard Franklin, and they include their live stream show recording, where both Carl Franklin and Orchard talk about the month's topic, including a meditation that Orchard leads, and I produce their show for them, so I get front row seat, and they are one of our elders here at Star Nations. And so if you like learning from an elder, sitting at their feet and listening to the stories and their insights, their life experiences, that's Carl and Orchard for you. And in this particular article, it's called Meditation, the Process of Going Within. And Orchard has been teaching meditation for decades. And Carl Franklin helps us to understand why meditation is important to not just to our earthly life, our physical life and the growth there, but more importantly for our soul's growth, right? And walking our walk here on earth. Orchard, in her article, she really does a very comprehensive way of helping us understand our meditation process. I think it's a really great foundation. If you're just starting out your meditation practice, this is a great article for you. If you've been meditating for a really long time, this article will help you either jumpstart it or understand maybe through the verification or validation of how you've been doing your meditation practice. And they include the recorded show, the live stream show. And in that show, Orchard leads us in a guided meditation. And if you've never experienced one of her meditations, now is the time. It's really, really good. So thank you to our elders, Carl Franklin and Orchard Franklin, for sharing with us about their experience and wisdom about meditation. In the May article, May issue. And here we go. Eddie Mullins, in his column, Wisdom Keeper's Path, Eddie writes from a shamanic point of view, and he writes about the heart a lot. And in the May issue, he writes about acceptance and compassion through the heart. And, Eddie's articles are very compassionate, very touching. He shares a lot about his personal experience on this path and connecting to our heart, to that silent language is what he calls it. And many indigenous cultures have known about this silent language of the heart. And so Eddie's article helps us to understand that. And this article has a lot to do with opening your heart and being compassionate and forgiving. So if you're on the shamanic path and that's your path to ascension, you will really enjoy this article. I really will. I like the way Eddie writes too. He's one of those Renaissance guys, The next one is Sharon Rosenblum. She's one of our contributing writers, but she's also one of our main editors. We have two editors and who work with the contributing writers, and she is one of them. But she's also a writer herself. And under her column, Nourishing Body and Soul, she writes for us in a way that, yes, she uses her personal experience, but she's also a healer of many different ways. And in this particular one, she's honoring mom, and having us understand the role of a mom, of a mother, from a nourishing point of view. Okay. And she always includes a recipe. And many times, they're recipes that are very healthy for us and gluten-free and helps us with that aspect as well. But in this particular article, she includes a recipe for chicken marsala, and because it is her family's favorite chicken recipe. And so she shares it with us. And I tell you what, Paul and I are going to give this one a whirl because it sounds really, really good. And not only that, then we get to sit down with Sharon and her husband Andy and say, that was a really good recipe, right? Yeah. So thank you to Sharon for writing about moms. In this particular article, I'm going to show the solo of this one. I should have done that with the others as well. This is the Tarot Journey to the Stars, written by Julie Hedges, The Healing Journey. This is an article that, how do I want to say this? If you've ever been through the dark night of the soul, if you've ever been through a healing crisis, this article is written by Julie from that perspective. And she shares with us not just her heart, but her experience through a very trying period of time. And when you're going through something like that, if you've ever been through it, you have tools, you have your spiritual tools, you have the gifts that you came in with, but many times it's just difficult. And so you need friends, you need assistance, right? And so Julie writes from her heart, purely from her heart in this particular article. And she does give us some insight on how the tarot can help us through that. And so if you are going through the dark night of your soul right now, this is a really good article for you to be able to read and know that there's people who understand, who are compassionate about it, empathetic about it, because many of us have been there. And this is one of those articles that is close and dear to my heart because Julie opened her heart to us purely. And it's a good article if you're helping somebody, if you're that helping friend or loved one to somebody who is going through a really tough time. This is a good article for you to read too, because it helps you to see the dark night of the soul from another perspective. And that's always, always helpful. Always helpful. So thank you to Julie, miigwech to Julie, for being brave and writing from a perspective that can be very difficult. Can be very difficult. Here we go. This is, I have to say, Catchy Miigwech. That's a very large thank you in Potawatomi. An Igwien, which is a very formal thank you in Potawatomi, to Jan Beaver. Jan is one of our contributing writers who writes the featured article on a quarterly basis for us. And in her article for the spring, it's about living in harmony with the sacred law. Back in, I think, November or December, I had gone to our community here at Star Nations and asked them what topics they would like to have us cover in 2018. And one of them was universal laws. And I had put it out to our contributing writers who would like to write a featured article regarding universal law. And of course, there, a lot of us know about it, right? Know about those universal laws, have taught about them. Jan volunteered to write this, and it's a two-part series, because there again, there's so much information about this. And the reason why Jan is doing this particular article is because from the perspective that she's writing about the universal laws, her perspective comes from being a female, being a woman, an elderly woman, and also she's Native American. She's Ojibwa. She's Anishinaabeg. And so she's writing about the universal law, the sacred laws from that perspective. And that's why she has this turtle as part of her picture. She writes, when I first read her article, I've never seen the universal laws written in this way. Still recognizable, still can identify with them as universal law. But when they're coming from this perspective, it gives us a fresh look at them. It gives you a look at them from an Indigenous point of view. And so I think you are going to enjoy this one. Now, that doesn't mean that that it's specific to Native Americans, because they're universal. They're universal laws, right? What I'm talking about is that it's Jan's perspective and how she understands the universal laws, the sacred laws, and how they're applied through the filter, through the eyes and the experience of a Native American woman. And that is a very unique perspective. So thank you, Igwian, Jan Beaver, for sharing with us your wisdom and your experience with the sacred laws. And can't wait for part 2. That's going to appear next month in the June issue. So I'm going to go back and give you a look at the solo, look at the other articles that I didn't do that for. This is Nourishing Body and Soul by Sharon Rosenblum, Honoring Mom. And this is the article by Eddie Mullins, Acceptance and Compassion Through the Heart. I love that picture too. And this is the Mystery School, Meditation, the Process of Going Within by Orchard Franklin and Carl Franklin. I don't know. My meditations don't look quite like this, but this is the most serene 3D picture I could find to go with their article. And then we're back to Polly Joe's, Our Chakra System Through the Ascension Process. Yep. And then back to the cover. So Star Nations magazine is a spiritually based magazine published on a monthly basis. And you can get the magazine as a digital for mobile devices, Apple and Android. You can get it on print on demand from our partners at magcloud.com. And there's also at MagCloud, you can get the magazine as a PDF. And if you're one of those people who you really don't even want to have the hard drive, it on your hard drive, you can do it as a web viewer from the cloud. So any way you like to read, you can get the magazine that way. So I'm going to put, it's magcloud.com for print on demand. I'm putting it in the comments. Print on demand, PDF, and web viewer versions. Go. And if you want to visit our website, we have more information, detailed information about the magazine and how you can get your magazine. And that is, I think what I'm going to do is grab the link, the live link from internet and give it to you that way. I don't know, for some reason my connection is a little bit slow. Either that or I have that hurry up disease. That's what my husband calls it. And here we go. And this is where Star Nation's website. Oops. Can't spell today. And this is where you can get information right from our website about the magazine. Yeah. So it is Wednesday afternoon, and I thought I would share a little bit about the May issue with you and um, thank all the contributing writers, not just the ones that are highlighted, their articles on the cover of the magazine, but all of our contributing writers and what they share with us. I like to thank them every month. I send them an email and I thank them for walking the red road, that I love walking the red road with them as we share our wisdom and our life experiences with our community. And hopefully, there is some information that resonates with our readers and you can apply it to your own life. And with that, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening. Please come back and join us this evening. We have a night for you um, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, is Soul Connections with Polly Jo LeBay. And that show, it's not really a show, it's an hour of healing and divine messages. She provides a sacred space for us to work with our spiritual team and healing. So you can join her at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then if you'd like to join me for information about the shamanic journey, we're going to be talking about the shaman's death this evening. And that is over at the Star Nations Academy closed group. So if you're a member of the closed group, you can come over and join us. There's no charge to it. We're just going to have a nice discussion about that shaman's death. And if you're not a member of the closed group, please just send us go to the group, Star Nations Academy, and ask for an invitation to join, and I will send you out an invitation. Okay? So hopefully you'll join us. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bamamina.